now, the most reasonable talk show host from Sob Choppy to the Redneck Riviera, here is Bob Kerrigan.
And good evening. Welcome to Within Reason. We got a great show tonight. Lots of interesting things to talk about. The lipstick on the pig. Now, last week, we did talk a lot about the deer skinner. And now on the radio, they're lamenting the fact I heard on talk radio today, they've sent all these lawyers to Alaska. Can you imagine the Democrats trying to find out about Sarah Palin? Isn't that tragic? As our Congressman Jeff Miller said, why can't we just talk about the issues? Why do we have to worry about somebody that no one's ever heard of before? Paraphrasing what our congressman said. What difference does it make that she's a moose hunter and a deer skinner? What difference does it make to the American people? Let's talk about the issues. The whole Republican convention, they never talked about any of the issues. And of course, weaving its ugly head in all of this is racism and prejudice and hatred. They're the party of family values. The New York Times captured it in some irony. A picture of John McCain going up and shaking hands with the young man who got Miss Palin's daughter pregnant, grabbing him by the arm and shaking his hand. I'm proud of you, young man, because someday you plan to marry her. Isn't that a wonderful statement for family values? You know, they're the ones that throw this up in your face. Oh, how they're so involved in the traditional family, the mom and pop and father knows best. And of course, Republicans value and cherish the honor of their women. And of course, in Sarah Palin's case, she is a believer in the literal version of the Bible, that every word in the Bible is literally true. But you know, I was thinking about that. I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, she's into creationism and all the other stuff. But you know, I think that the Apostle Paul was really kind of hung up on the subservience of women. And they should be subservient to their husbands. And they should submit to their husbands. And they should do what their husbands tell them to do. And the Bible is replete with references to women being subservient to men and men being the head of the household and men making the decisions. That's what the Bible's all about. But Sarah, in Sarah's family, dad's a stay-at-home dad. But she believes in the literal version of the Bible. You know what's going to come out now? You know, this is all going to come out. They want to teach creationism as a viable alternative to science. Their version of it, their religious version of it, which of course is, from a standpoint of science, kind of silly, kind of ridiculous. The literal version that the world was created 6,000 years ago. Dinosaurs don't exist. This is a person that wants to be vice president of the United States and be involved in curriculum, to be involved in school curriculum where she can have some input into what our young people are being taught. Like when she tried to ban the books in Wasilla, she has some ideas that will enrich our young people, will make them see the world the way she sees it, the way she actually sees it. Not the way it is, but the way she sees it. And now what's coming out? That our war in Iraq is God's will, okay? George W. and God's will. You know, in her church, they can do whatever they want. They can wrestle alligators. I don't care. They can swing from chandeliers. They can read any Bible they want. That's their right. But it's not her right to start championing these causes in the public sector. That's a private matter. So what is this? They ripped poor Obama's preacher, which the core message Obama's preacher actually gave was that black people have been slaves in the United States. I mean, that was the central core of his message, and that there's still tones of exploitation. which everybody knows is true. It's like nothing shocking about it. Of course, you know, all the white right-wing rednecks want to be shocked by his bombastic presentation. Well, yeah, it was a little bombastic, but so what? So was Dr. Martin Luther King a little bombastic. So the message, though, was basically true. So isn't it fair game now to say, well, what do they do in Sarah Palin's church? What actually happens there in their Pentecostal church? Well, they talk in tongues, okay? That's okay. You talk in tongues if you want to. But if you're telling me you're divinely led because you do and you're the only one that understands that, and you claim you're having a private conversation with God, and out of that you're going to tell us what we're supposed to do? There's something wrong with this. I don't know anything about the snake handling, and I'm not saying they do snake handling, although that's circulating around. We're going to find out, though. Now, it's fine for all the rednecks to say, we need to protect her honor. She shouldn't have to talk to the news media. She was an Alaskan virgin. Now, why should she ever have to talk to the news media? She's such a wonderful person. She's a moose hunter and a deer skinner. She's just a fabulous person, and she shouldn't have to talk to the media, that terrible liberal media. No, the American people don't need to know anything about her because she was a second-place beauty queen. That's enough for you people. You shouldn't have to know any more than that. But we do know some things. And the things we're starting to know are most troubling, if you might. Most troubling. Like her position on abortion. A 12-year-old child raped, she says, has to have a baby. A woman who's gang raped, she says, has to have the baby. You see, these family values people are all about imposing their values through the federal government on your family, through their power. They don't want to leave you alone. They want to tell you how you are going to live your life. But I want to show you this tape for just a second. I want to give you a little history of this. Now, the Republicans have gone wacky nutso on lipstick on a pig. So they've gone nuts about this. They just are wacky. Oh, Obama said lipstick on a pig. It's just like she's calling our former virgin. They're calling her. They're just saying these terrible things about her. It's just horrible, and we've got to protect her honor. Can you imagine anybody saying about anybody else, implying even, and using the term lipstick on a pig? It's just tragic. It's just disgusting. It's all over the internet. It's the Republican talk shows. They're just steamed up about it. Watch this clip.
I noticed in your speech you avoided any comparison of your plan to Hillary Clinton's plan. I'm curious, have you or your staff put a price tag on what you see coming out of her campaign for Hillary here?
No, but there's many things that concern me about it. It's vaguely, not vaguely, but eerily reminiscent of what they tried back in 1993. I think they put some lipstick on the pig, but it's still a pig.
Oh, lipstick on a pig talking about Hillary. Oh my goodness, this does change this just a little bit. We got to rethink our indignation on talk radio. You've been watching Within Reason. Bob Kerrigan, your host, here every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock on Central Standard Time. Thank you for all of our YouTube viewers. We had a lot of them this week looked at our program from last week. And this program is rebroadcast Friday night at 10, Monday night at 10. We'll see you next Wednesday at 7. And thank you for joining me.